Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel. And in today's video, it's a bit of a transfer news video, a little bit of a mini preview for our game tomorrow against Servette. Conference League playoff as well. Oh my days. Trust me, guys, we're not going to spend any more than 5 minutes talking about that. I promise you. The majority of today's video is talking about the transfer news. We obviously know that João Felix is officially a Chelsea player. He was unveiled today. Gallagher is officially a Atletico Madrid player. He was unveiled today as well. And the whole saga around that situation, which was crazy and should have been done ages ago, but it is what it is. We've got news around other players like Raheem Sterling, which we've got to talk about that today. And you know what? In general today, I'm going to spit some home truths today. Because the things I've seen online, mainly from rival fans, yeah, it's just really getting on my nerves. The narrative around Chelsea at the moment is just really, it's pissing me off. Because people are intentionally lying and people are not checking their facts. People are not getting their facts straight. People don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm going to sort of prove that in today's video and sort of dismiss the nonsense I've been hearing about how we're being run and how we're treating these players. And it's going to be a madness today. So yeah, it's really time somebody just spat some home truths, because I feel like people are just lying for the sake of it, or they're using our club as an opportunity and what's happening around it as an opportunity to sort of dunk on us and just say things that are just not true. Yes, is the club in the best place in the world? Are we the best run club in the world? No, we're not. But people are like, we're run so badly, as if what's happening and how we're trying to sell these players off by any means necessary is like a bad thing. It's annoying. But yeah, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. And yeah, let's just get into it. I'm going to talk about João Felix and Gallagher first, really. And I must say, great news. João Felix has been unveiled today. Gallagher has gone off to Atletico Madrid. I'm going to start off with Gallagher first. Look, Gallagher. Hey. Gallagher. Gallagher. Whew. Where do I even start with this guy? I mean, 2 years ago, when he was integrated to the Chelsea squad under Thomas Tuchel, that season, I remember thinking to myself, you are the worst player in this squad. I remember cussing him out online, telling him you're this, you're that, you're not good enough, you're terrible, da 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 da. You know, obviously I didn't go in terms of like personally attacking him. No, I don't do that. Okay, when I go after players, when I criticize players, I do it from a footballing perspective. Okay, I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't want people thinking that I attacked him personally. All I did was cuss him out from a footballing point of view, saying he's our worst player. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's just a dog that runs around. Da 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 da. And look, last season he did a lot better than I thought. Were people doing too much with that? Absolutely. They were acting as if he's been our best player, besides Cole Palmer or alongside Cole Palmer, which just isn't true at all. And the narratives that have been run around him have been ridiculous as well. I mean, everyone's again talking about the treatment we've had of him. What's the problem with us wanting to sell a player? Okay, he wants to stay. Loads of players want to stay at their clubs. But if the club don't want you to be a part of their plans for the future, you just have to take it on the chin and leave. And that was the one thing I was getting frustrated with Gallagher just over the years, that we'd been trying to sell him basically since this ownership group had come in, and he had basically just refused to leave. Basically saying, I'm not going to leave, especially if the likes of Everton are coming in for him and Aston Villa. You know, he wanted to leave for a big club. A big club came in for him in Atletico Madrid. And luckily, he said yes at the end. Obviously, there was a bit of a scare with the whole Samuel Omorodion deal being off, Gallagher having to return back. But I was really relaxed about that, man. And, you know, I thought that deal with Gallagher to Atletico was always going to happen. We just had to buy a player from Atletico, which is João Felix. I'll get to him in a moment. But look, in terms of Gallagher, he's not as bad as I originally thought in terms of the standard I had for him when he first played for the club, when he first played for the first team, when I saw him under Tuchel a little bit, and when we saw him under Potter and even Lampard and all these guys. You know, I had him at the bottom of the barrel. You know, I was saying this guy's our worst player. You know, so he's gone from there to at least here, where I look at him and I think to myself, he's got some qualities that you'd want in a squad player, but unfortunately, we just didn't want to have him as part of our long-term plans, which I agree with. I think if Chelsea want to be a top club again, I think if we want to get to the levels that we were once at, I think players like Conor Gallagher are not good enough for us overall. But he's got some qualities. He's gonna kill at Atletico, and genuinely, unlike Mason Mount, good luck to him. Good luck to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was overall, for his standard and the expectation I had of him, he was good last season. He was definitely good last season. But this narrative that he was better, he was our best player after Cole Palmer, is just wrong. There were other players that for me were a lot better than him that season, in my opinion. But yeah, good luck to him. He's gonna do his thing. This whole treatment that we're giving him, it's just nonsense. Like, why are people criticizing us for wanting to sell a player? And that's a lot of why what I'm gonna get into with these other players as well. So yeah, Conor Gallagher's off. It is what it is. Good luck to him. He's gonna kill it on the Simeone, in my opinion. He's that energy. You know what I'm saying? That work rate. That's gonna go a long way under Diego Simeone. Trust me. So yeah, fair play to him. And João Felix. Whoa, João Felix. Yes. Now this one, I'm very happy. I'm very happy we signed João Felix. Don't get it twisted. Did we sign him for footballing reasons? I don't think so. Because we originally wanted Samu Omorodion to come in, and then Gallagher goes to Atletico, but that deal fell through. I'm not gonna lie. If there's anyone that deserves credit for bringing João Felix to Chelsea, it's George Mendes. George Mendes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, because I don't think Chelsea were looking to bring in João Felix this summer. I don't think they were. And then George Mendes put the idea in their heads, hey, João Felix, he's looking for a club. He did well when he went to you guys on loan, do you remember, in 2023? So you guys want him again? And then Chelsea were like, oh yeah. Yeah, he did do well for us in his 6-month loan. We wanted to keep him, but, that idiot Pochettino was against it. So we decided to back him for once because we wanted him to feel, like he was being backed at the club at the time. But yeah, João Felix, yeah, good player, man. And look, listen, as much as I probably think we didn't sign him for footballing reasons, from a footballing aspect, this is a very good signing. This is a level raiser. This is somebody that's going to bring the competition, bring the quality to the standard that we need it to be. The best way for me to describe João Felix is he's one of those players. If I introduce a friend who knows nothing about football, if I introduce him into football and I tell him, right, we're about to sit down and watch a Chelsea game, right, and João Felix is starting, I'll tell him 5 minutes in, right, watch João Felix, right? And when he watches João Felix, he will notice straight away that he's a baller. He's just one of those players. The first time you watch him, you just know, baller. You just know, talented. Because in terms of pure talent, this guy's one of the most talented footballers in the world. Like, on talent, there's not many football players that are more talented than João Felix. His problem has been consistency, his lack of output, and stuff like that. And I'm just hoping at Chelsea, he can have that. Because he's one of those players that you really want to give the keys to. You really want to build a team around him. You really want to give him the license to just do whatever he wants on the football pitch and make an impact in the final third. The problem is, can he have that big of an impact consistently? Because the talent's there. But do you want to give him the keys? Really? Like, do you want to give him the keys? Because can he bring it out consistently? Is he capable of really dragging us over the line? Because I'm not going to lie. When you want to give the keys to a certain player and allow them to have a free role in the team, they have to be levels, man. In terms of an output level, in terms of consistency. Of course, they have to have the talent. But the output, the consistency, the work rate, stuff like that, it has to be up there as well. João Felix has not proven to anybody in world football yet that he can do it consistently throughout a whole season. So we're hoping at Chelsea he can do that because the talent is there. It's so there. His first touch, his close control, his dribbling, his link-up play, his intelligence, his IQ. He's versatile. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. He can play as a 10. He can play as an 8. He can play as a false 9. This brother is so good at football, guys. So let's just hope. Maresca gets the best out of him, and João Felix puts in consistent performances that can take us to the next level. I love João Felix, man. Absolute baller. And the second Fabrizio put the exclusive out, oh, João Felix is being discussed as an option for Chelsea, I said, bring him in. I said, in my opinion, the deal was done because João Felix wanted to come back. We wanted him. And I was like, okay, if João Felix is desperate for Chelsea, he's going to take a wage cut just like he has, right? And by the way, people have been lying. This thing I've been talking about, rivals lying about how we're being run as a club. They're trying to run this narrative that us selling Conor Gallagher, one of our best players, is a bad thing when it's just not. If a player is not a part of our plans, he's not a part of our plans. That simple. And then they're trying to run this narrative with João Felix. Oh, in his 6 months here, he was a flop and did nothing. A lie. That's just a lie. He was actually really good in his 6 months here. He played really well. He was one of our best players. And then people are lying again saying he cost 60 million. People are lying again saying he's on 300 grand a week. And it's like, no, he's not. We paid what? 42 million pounds for him? Which for me, of a player of his quality, is an absolute bargain. Bargain, by the way. Player of his quality, 42 million. Mate, bargain. Right? And then you've got the fact that he's taken a wage cut. I think he's somewhere between 130 grand to 150 grand a week. That's fine. He's taken a wage cut. We wanted him. He wanted to move. It made sense. Okay? Now, the only question is, where will he fit in? Because as much as I said he's versatile, are we capable of putting out a team that involves Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, and Nkunku, João Felix, Nicholas Jackson, or the centre forward that we get? Hopefully it's Victor Osimhen. No, it's not. It's not. But it's healthy competition, and these guys have to earn their places. This is Chelsea Football Club. Okay? So everyone keeps talking about, they have so many players in the attacking areas. Oh, how are they going to fit them all in? Oh, some are not going to play. Oh, there's Mudryk, there's Madueke. But when it's Manchester City in the past, when their squad's been a joke, and you're seeing top players on the bench, nobody wants to say anything. It's like, what the hell? It's competition. I don't understand. Everyone just wants to be negative around Chelsea for literally no reason. Nobody's willing to be logical. No one's willing to have common sense behind anything that's going on around Chelsea. Literally. It's so annoying. And this is where we get into Raheem Sterling now. This is where we get into Raheem Sterling. Let's talk about Raheem Sterling. Now, Raheem Sterling's been exiled. Chelsea, Maresca, they've made it clear to him basically, you're not a part of our plans. We want you to leave. Right? And the way people are criticizing us, I've seen people criticize Chelsea. Oh, look at the way they're treating Sterling. Oh, they've given the number 7 to Pedro Neto. Oh, they've got him training away from the first team. They're a disgrace. Oh, rival fans are saying, if you're a Chelsea fan right now, you should be frustrated. Oh, you've got to be frustrated at the way your club's being run right now. They're selling players that they don't want, that they shouldn't be selling. Oh, all this absolute nonsense. In regards to Raheem Sterling, everything you've seen around Raheem Sterling, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves everything that's been coming to him. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, he deserves it. And let me tell you why he deserves it, right? First game of the season, we're playing Manchester City. He's not in the squad. Now, don't get me wrong. I was surprised he wasn't in the squad because I thought to myself, a player of his quality against Manchester City, who he turns up against, I thought to myself, you know what? He could do something. He could do something today. But he wasn't in the squad. And to be fair, as much as I was surprised, I was happy because that was the signal to me that, thank God, he's going to leave. He's going to leave. Thank the Lord. Right. An hour before the game starts, he has the audacity to release a statement. His representatives have the audacity to release a statement an hour before the game. You're a disgrace. Sterling is a disgrace and his team are a disgrace because now what you've done by releasing that statement is making it about you. You're showing your true colours. Yeah? On the pitch, he's selfish. Off the pitch, he's selfish. That was about him. He released that statement because they wanted the attention to turn to him. To make it about him instead of making it about the game. That statement is a disrespect to the club. It's a disrespect to his teammates, and it's a disrespect to his manager. If you really wanted to handle things privately, you wouldn't have released that statement. So when people are talking about the way we're treating him, And people are talking about, why are we speaking about this publicly? Isn't it a bit rude for a manager that's done nothing in the game to be speaking like this or saying these things about Sterling? Because obviously Enzo Maresca in his press conference, he was brutally honest today about Raheem Sterling. Go check out the quote. It was brutal. Yeah? It was basically brutal. And people have a problem with him saying that. Well, maybe if Sterling didn't release a damn statement, Maresca wouldn't be saying some of the things he said today privately, would he? So he deserves it because he was asking for it. He was asking for it. Don't release a statement because you weren't in the squad. Why are you crying? If you found it to be a big problem, don't release a statement. Go into training, knock on the manager's door and say, hey, what's going on? Instead of letting everyone know publicly what's going on. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Disgraceful statement. He's selfish. He made it about himself and he let his teammates down by doing that. So exiling him from the first team and making him train away from the first team was the right decision. So, well done to Maresca and well done to Chelsea on that as well. And for everyone saying we're treating him like a disgrace, no, we are not. He had that coming. If he didn't release a statement, Chelsea would have handled it better. We would have handled it behind closed doors. Maresca wouldn't have said what he said publicly. Facts. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Sterling, gone. Thank you very much. Thank God. I didn't even want him in the first place. Over 300 grand a week is going to get cleared. We don't have to pay him that no more. Hopefully he finds a club. Good luck to him. Whatever. And people talk about, oh, but what about Mudryk? Does Mudryk deserve to be in the squad over Sterling? Probably not. Probably not. But at the end of the day, guys, not all 30 players can make it to the bench or to the matchday squad. Chilwell missed out. And this is why I have another issue with Sterling releasing that statement. Do you know how many players could release statements? Ben Chilwell, as the vice captain of the club, he could release a statement about how he's been treated. Or Conor Gallagher could have released a statement about what's been happening around him and the whole mess of the Atletico Madrid move. Absolute nonsense, man. You are 29 years old, grown-ass man, professional, and you're releasing statements. You're a disgrace. Get out of my club, man. And in regards to Mudryk as well, listen, he's not good. But he's not 29. And he's not on over 300 grand a week. And with Mudryk as well, if he's not good this season, if he does nothing this season, he needs to get sold. If Mudryk was sold this summer, I wouldn't have minded that either. I would have celebrated that just as much. If it was a situation where Mudryk had left and Sterling stays instead, I still would have been happy with that. But at the end of the day, I want both of them gone. So don't come with me with what about Mudryk, please. Please don't come with me with that, because I don't rate Mudryk either. But Sterling is 29. He's getting older, he's declining clearly as a player, and he's on way too much money. He's the one that has to go first, out of him and Mudryk. It just makes sense financially. Okay? On a footballing sense, you could debate whether it makes sense on a footballing level. But on a financial level, on a long-term planning level, it makes sense. So yeah, Sterling, gone. So yeah, in regards to other news, Broja, he's gone to Ipswich on loan, with a 30 million obligation to buy if Ipswich stay up in the Premier League. So Ipswich, hopefully they stay up, man. Getting 30 mil for Broja potentially is that's brilliant business, man. Honestly, Chelsea are one of the best selling clubs. Honestly, we are honestly one of the best selling clubs in the world, yeah? And people wonder why we have so much money. Once again, another narrative that's run by rival fans. Oh, what about FFP? Where's the transfer ban? Oh, Chelsea's spending too much. PSR rules, they're all crying. The reason why we can spend this much is because we're one of the best selling clubs on the planet. So if we sell players and recuperate the amount of money we do, we can spend. Like, am I losing my mind here? Seriously, people are honestly thick in the head. It gets on my nerves, bruv. Seriously. Oh my Lord. And then this narrative as well. The 42 players. Chelsea have 42 players, which is just not true. They're involving players in there that just don't have a future. I was seeing one academy player that I've never heard of in my life involved. I'm seeing names like Matos. What the hell? Matos. I'm seeing names like a Champion, who was part of the academy, that might get introduced to the first team at a later date. I'm seeing what? Goalkeepers in there that are not a part of the first team, like Kepa. Kepa's not a part of the first team. Beach has gone on loan and they involved him in there. Bergstrom's not a part of the first team. I'm seeing Lukaku in there. I'm seeing Broja in there. Again, another narrative that's being run, and Maresca had to address it again today in his press conference, saying, I'm not working with 42 players. In today's session, he was working with, I think he said 20 players, 21 players. And yesterday he was working with 21 players. In pre-season in America, he was working with 26 players. So this narrative that he's working with 42 players, and this narrative that the media are trying to create, oh, Maresca's got a tough job here. He's got 42 players to deal with. No, he doesn't. No, he flipping doesn't. So stop lying. I've had enough of it, man. Genuinely, it's actually pissing me off, dog. Honestly, just the narratives and the negativity and the lies that people are running around my football club at the moment is really getting on my nerves. Like I said earlier, are we the best run club in the world? No, we're not. But stop acting like it's an absolute mess. Like everything's just a disaster. It feels like a disaster, but it's actually not when people want to look at it logically, when you look at it for what it is. You know, and this is another point that I just want to make. People are criticizing the club for having 42 players, and it's too many players for the manager to work with. But then when we're in a situation where we're trying to get rid of players by any means necessary, to the point where we exile them from the first team, now we're getting criticized for treating these players badly that we're trying to sell because we have too many players, according to you guys? Is there anything else I have to say? Genuinely. Flipping heck, man. I've had enough. It's honestly nonsense at this point. Like, if you're not willing to actually find out what's going on at my football club, don't speak. Shut up. And the last point I want to make here, you know what? For a club that's irrelevant, for a small club apparently, apparently people say we're not a big club. So considering we're a small club apparently, considering we're finished, considering we're irrelevant, considering nobody cares about us as well, nobody cares about the mighty Chelsea. Seems like everyone wants to talk about Chelsea constantly. Chelsea's always a talk of the town somehow though. Rivals want to tweet about Chelsea and what's going on. It's mad, isn't it? For a club that's irrelevant. It's crazy, man. It's hilarious, honestly. Who would have thought, man? It's laughable. You rivals, media, you are an embarrassment. And Chelsea fans, to an extent, the ones that are joining in, yeah, you're an embarrassment as well. For all my logical ones out there that know the situation and understand what we're trying to do, big up to you in it. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we're not a disaster. We're not a big mess. Trust me. So, yeah, man. That's it on that. What else is there to talk about? Conference League tomorrow. Maresca said Fofana's not in the squad because obviously we're trying to manage his minutes. He did just come back from a big injury, so it makes sense why Fofana's not there. Probably means Romeo Lavia will miss out too. I'm pretty sure the names that missed out were Fofana. I'm pretty sure Tosin missed out. Sterling's obviously not in there. Ben Chilwell, another one who's not in there. He's another one that's going to get exiled. You know what I mean? And people don't seem to have a problem with the Ben Chilwell one, do they? You see, I'm not seeing many rival fans criticising us for the way we've treated Ben Chilwell, but you're talking about Raheem Sterling, the way we've treated him. Get the heck out of here, man. Genuinely pissing me off. So, yeah, it is what it is, man. We play Servette tomorrow in the Conference League playoff. What can I say? Let's see how much of the squad Maresca trusts. Let's see how much rotation we see. How many changes he makes from the first game against Manchester City. And hopefully we just win tomorrow. I predict like a nice 3-0 win for us tomorrow. Get the confidence going, get some minutes in for players that maybe haven't played much. And yeah, hopefully we have a good performance tomorrow and we just win this Conference League thing. That's one of Maresca's expectations. He's got to win the Conference League. I've already put that as we're Conference League champions. Like, we've won the Conference League, guys, as far as I'm concerned. Because if we don't, genuinely, that is so embarrassing. Man, I have to win the Conference League. So, yeah, we play Servette tomorrow. I mean, boy, that sounds like a restaurant name. I can't lie. Servette. All right, some of these names, yeah, that we're going to be facing the Conference League is going to be funny. It's going to be funny, man. It's going to be a fun ride this season. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts down below. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the review, I guess, of the game against Servette. So yeah, see you guys then. Have a good one. Peace.